Hey, what's going on guys? It's the Dolphin here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you all the top 5 best landing spot locations in Season 10. Now Season 10 hasn't been updated that much like the map and POIs, but I'll just be giving you all the best landing locations. Also guys, please don't forget to like and sub, and by doing this, this basically gets my video out to more people because I'm trying to help more people. So if you all want to support me, please do that. And yeah, let's just jump right into this video. Alright, so these landing spots will be ranked from 1 to 5, and it's going to be from best to worst. All of these landing spots also have different population densities. So starting off with the first one, we have Factories, which is right outside of Dusty Depot. These factories are sort of populated because it is new on the map to Season X still. After a couple weeks though, the population density will definitely die down and people will start going to other areas of the map. Just as of right now though, you can expect 3 to 5 people landing with you. So just make sure you get the right loot and you kill them easily. This is also a great spot because you can rotate to Dusty Depot for kills, Salty Springs, Mega Mall. There's just a lot of opportunities to get a lot of kills. So if you're looking for a high kill game, this would be the place to go. If you wanted to grab some loot before you go to factories because you're scared and you usually get bad RNG, what I would recommend to everyone to do is land on the meteor, grab some loot like some chests or some ground loot, kill the people that are up there if you can, and if not, just drop all the way down to factories and then you will have loot before you get there. This could also result in a couple of free kills, which is really nice in the early game. Just so you know, you do not take any fall damage when you jump off the meteor. So if you want to go further, because the meteor only launches you so far, what I would do is I would build out and then push yourself with the ramp by phasing through it, and this will push you further off the meteor and make you go further basically. So the next place I'm going to suggest landing to you all, and this is the second best because of its rotation, and this place is Loot Lake. Loot Lake has gotten a major buff recently in this new patch because of the orb in the middle. This orb allows you to take a rift how many ever times you want. So if you wanted to, you could just keep on diving back and forth into the rift if you wanted to. This place is mildly populated, so if you go to factories you might see a total of 3 other people when you finish looting and when you leave. So this spot is like really unpopulated really, because the entirety of Loot Lake is sort of separated. Like the new modern house at Loot Lake and the dock are further away from the factories. It will take longer for you and others to engage because of the distance and how far away you are. Most engagements either happen mid-game to late game, so you really don't have to worry about early game unless some other people land with you. A really good way to get some easy kills is to wait for people to take the rift, and while they are floating, they are just like a floating target for you to shoot at. So if you ever see anyone floating around in the middle of Loot Lake, don't be scared to take some shots at them. I have gotten a lot of free kills because people are just jumping around and I just get to laser them. If you don't kill them though, but you hurt them very badly, this would also be very advantageous because if you push them, you would automatically be at the health advantage. Loot Lake also has great rotations because you can take the rift to go pretty much anywhere, and yeah, it's just super convenient because you can take it over and over. And guys, also I forgot to mention, but this is a really good place to get away from mechs because they can't do anything because you're floating, and if they get inside the field they will also be floating around with you. So if there's ever a mech chasing you, just head over to Loot Lake immediately. The third best place has been around for a while, and that's John Wick's house. Because not that many people go to this house, this makes for a perfect landing spot if you just want to play for late game and just chill the whole entire game, because this has mediocre loot that you can like survive with. And then if you wanted to, you could rotate into Paradise and try and get a couple kills. Paradise Palms also does sometimes have rift spawns, so if you wanted to, you could try to go to those immediately after you loot instead of trying to get kills. I personally wouldn't risk getting the kills and missing a good rotation, because a good rotation could lead to more kills than you're going to get there. So overall, this is a really good looting area, and this is if you want to play a slow paced game with not a lot of fighting. But if you wanted to, you could also go for kills by going into Paradise Palms and then taking the rifts out and just rotating to somewhere big like Mega Mall or Salty Springs. This would be an even better landing spot if Epic hadn't taken out the quad crashers, but sadly, because they did, which was a very dumb move on their part, sadly, like I said, there are no more quad crashers, so you can no longer use those as a rotation, because usually they would spawn around 2 of them at that area. So the 4th best landing spot, I would say, is Max. I know you're all probably like, wait, what are you talking about? But mechs, as you all know, are the most overpowered thing in Fortnite right now. So if you wanted to, you could land on a mech, and it doesn't matter what game mode you're in. You could do solo, duo, trio, or squads, but just land on a mech, hop in it, either gunner or the driver, and then just run around terrorizing people. It's really good to get the mechs early game, and especially it's even better if you get it in a populated area like Pleasant Park or Mega Mall, because you could try and get kills while other people are still trying to loot up, and there's basically nothing they could do really to defend themselves. Getting in a mech with someone else though is risky, because you don't know if they are friendly or not. So if you like try and hop out and get some loot, they might kill you, and other people might self-destruct, so just be careful of that. If someone does self-destruct it, just get away as quickly as possible, or just run the mech towards them and blow themselves up with it. Yeah, but basically landing on a mech is like 50-50ing floor loot, because 2 people could get inside the mech before you get there and get inside, so this would lead to them probably killing you and everyone else around it. So if you're trying to play like a high kill game, I would maybe do this, but if you're trying to play normal game and like play for end game, I would not suggest doing this, because you're most likely going to die. So it's just like risk it for the biscuit. Also, like this video if you want the mech to be vaulted. So the last landing spot of this video is Soccer Field, and it is right outside of Neo Tilted. So this place is number 5 because it has no rotations, but it's in the middle of the map, so most of the time the circle will close around it, so you don't have to go that far. The only rotation that is near or around Soccer Field is the slipstream that is around Tilted, and that's the only rotation around it, unless you get a mobility item like a launch pad. This location usually has no one at it, because no one really likes or goes here anymore. Back in season like 3, 4, and 5, this place used to be populated, but now there's like no one here, so it's basically a bunch of free loot. You could land here if you wanted to still, it's just gonna be a hard rotation if you don't have the circle. You also have to worry about getting shot out of the slipstream from people that are inside of Tilted, so you might die depending on the type of players that are in Tilted. If you just want to avoid this place, then go to any other of the places that I've mentioned in this video. Okay guys, Soccer Field was the very last place, so if you all enjoyed, please hit the like and the subscribe button, and I'll be doing another video 2 days from now, so be sure to check that one out when it goes live, and I'll see you all later. Peace.